Hey everybody, it is Thursday and it is time for our Thursday Thought. And this Thursday we're going to talk about the market, the real estate market in DC. So you'll remember on June 4th, I did a Thursday Thought and I gave you a little update of what had happened in April and a little bit of May, but we didn't have May numbers and we do now. And we have June and we have July numbers, and it is quite an interesting picture that I would like for you to understand. So the first thing I want to say is this: the real estate market is local. Real estate is local, and that's something you probably have heard before, and there's a reason, and that's because it's true. So what you may be hearing in some of the national media is the national economy and the national news. And what you always have to do, no matter where you live, whether it's in DC or somewhere else, is talk about the local market, because it could be very different. And in DC's case, it certainly is. So when the pandemic started, we had a prediction that the real estate market would be down 50%. It actually showed in April only to be down 17%, and that is where the downs stopped. So typically, DC has a very strong spring market and a very active fall market. We have a little summer slowdown and a little winter slowdown. So when does that spring market start? It starts at the end of February, early March, and that really just depends on when the weather gets nice, and it rolls through June. Typically, we see a slowdown around the 4th and July. And definitely in August, people take their last summer hurrah vacations, and Congress is taking a break. And not that all people who live here are in Congress, but we all as a city sort of take cues from that, and the federal government slowing down, and we all kind of enjoy a nice slow August. And that usually is what happens in the real estate market, but not this year. So we were down 17% in April. Let's look at May. The median days on market was 9. So from the time a house went on the market until it went under contract, 9 days was the median. That's all it took, under 2 weeks. So what does that tell you? Our spring market had a delay. Instead of this March, April, now we have this really busy, really crazy May. June, it just kept going. It was one of the best months in a decade in DC for the real estate market. July is also one of the strongest months on record, and the median home price was up 13% over last year, and home sales in DC increased by 20% over last year. The typical summer slowdown that we see in July and August just isn't happening this year. When you've got the median home price up 13% and sales up 20% in DC over last July, it's an indication that our housing market is moving. And why is it moving? A couple of reasons. DC is a city where a lot of people have to be here for their jobs. They can't work remotely. They have to be in our city to get their job done. There are also people who can work remotely. They have found out this year, and their employer has made an announcement that they can now work from anywhere, but they live in DC and they love it. They have friends here, they have family here, they love our beautiful city, and they don't want to leave it. So they're going to choose to work remotely from here. They just need more space or a different type of home. And you, as a seller, may be sitting on that home. So inventory is down, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, it is terribly low. And we are coupling that with buyers who are seeing historically low interest rates. They can buy more home than they ever thought that they could, but they cannot find what they need. So if you are a seller who has been debating putting your house on the market, give me a call. We need to talk. Let's talk about the potential value of your home in a buyer's eye, and let's see if it makes sense for you to list your house. It's a great time to buy and sell. August is seeing no slowdown. We've only got one more week to go, so middle of September I can certainly give you an update on that. But I suspect that our spring market this year has become a summer market, and I predict that it's going to roll straight through to September and October. If there's anything that I can answer for you about the real estate market or the real estate process, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to know what you would like for me to address in a Thursday Thought. This topic came from you. People are always asking me what's going on in the real estate market, so it was time to not just have one-on-one conversations, but to have a bigger audience to tell this story to, so you can see what is happening in DC. If you have an idea for a Thursday thought, let me know. I would love to hear from you. And if you're ready to talk about buying or selling, you know how to find me as well. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you next Thursday if I don't see you before.